Hey everyone, it's Kariana, your favorite witchy coach, and I am here with a video, another subscriber request. This subscriber, well, all of our subscribers, but this subscriber has like such beautiful energy. She had reached out and asked for this video, and I'm going to get into it with you guys. She asked for a couple of different things. I'm going to try to combine them. I'll let you know my thoughts on that in just a second. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that you know what to do. If you need a book with me, all of the information down below is down below. And yeah, just like, share, and subscribe so I can reach as many people as I can on this platform to get this message out so everybody can feel really empowered on their LOA journey. That is my goal. It's always my goal. So guys, happy almost spring. My birthday is actually the first day of spring. You know, I like the dark and stormy and gloomy weather, but you know, we can use spring as a renewal, and really stepping into our power, feeling empowered, and just really renewing ourselves as conscious creators in whatever way feels good and comfortable to your soul. You know, some people really like to, you know, cleanse their house and cleanse themselves and clean and like nest. And a lot of people like to get out into nature more, and, you know, breathe the fresh air, maybe do some meditation outside, maybe do some grounding, you know, some barefoot grounding, hug a tree, you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel grounded, and whatever makes you feel empowered first and foremost. That is what, you know, I always preach, and that's what I do myself. So use spring for that. This month is just, you know, great for that, and going into April. All right, guys. So this beautiful, beautiful subscriber, her name is pronounced a lot like mine, and she mentions that in her little email or whatever she wrote to us. I think it was a comment on my video. I'm not sure, but my team brought it to my attention. So I'm going to read what she wrote, right? And then we'll go from there. Okay. So she said, I absolutely adore you, Kariana. I wish you had socials. When I book, it'll be with you. I've been looping all of your videos, and I love how you speak of the scripting in the director's chair. I would love a flipper fire, thought revision, thought transmission inspired video. I love how I love your use of language arts, translate so beautiful into our real life reality. And yes, flipping and firing the actors in our film of life is such a beautiful such an incredible concept. Love you, Kariana. Also, P.S. my name is Diana, pronounced Diana. So our names align. They're pronounced, you know, almost exactly the same. Yeah. So Kariana and Diana. I love it. It's so beautiful. Okay. So guys, I'm going to get into this. So what I was thinking about doing, since there's pretty much like 3 subjects. So one is flipper fire. Everybody knows that's my saying. I brought it to the channel. I bring it to sessions, and I'll explain to you what I mean by flipper fire. If you're new here, or if you're kind of just like, you know, getting back into videos and stuff like that, I'll kind of remind you guys what I mean. Or if you've never had a session with me, I'll remind you guys what I mean by flipper fire. And then as far as the thought revision and thought transmission, I was thinking that I would just break it down and explain to you what I mean by flipper fire and how to use it with thought transmission as well. Okay, so let's get into this. So what I mean by flipper fire, because, you know, guys, I love analogies, and I'm always trying to further my education. So when I'm not in session, or I'm not, you know, filming, I'm always thinking about, you know, reading and stuff like that, and thinking about how I can, you know, explain LOA to you guys in the simplest way possible. And analogies are good because our brain connects a picture to that, an explanation to that, and then it automatically kind of clicks, right? So flipper fire to me is like a really simple way of saying that, or reminding ourselves that when we have a situation, right, a person, place, situation in our reality that isn't showing up the way that we want it to, right? We have the choice to flip or fire it, meaning, do I flip this? Do I flip this into what I want? Do I flip this into what I desire and push this out so I can experience it in my 3D? Because I know that I'm the creator, and I know that I did this. I know how I manifested this. It's in my 3D now, so it's dead and old, okay? It was born here in my consciousness, Okay. And now that it's pushed out here, I know that it's now dead and old. So do I flip this into the positive and intercept that and stop that old story from happening, right? The person's behavior, my workplace, a situation there, or, friendship that has gone bad or anything like that, right? Person, place, or thing. Do I flip this? Okay. Or other option is firing it. Okay. I can fire this completely from my reality. Or what I could do is I could just say, you know what? I'm going to fire this version of this person. I'm going to fire this version of this situation. I'm going to fire this version of this thing. And I'm going to, flip this into the positive, and I'm going to bring in another version. Okay. So you have different options, because the thing is that, flipping or firing is my way of describing that we always have the power. We always are deciding. We're always deciding. We're always picking and choosing, right? Our reality. We're never asking for something, okay? Because creation is already finished. So we're never asking for that thing, okay? We're just picking, we're selecting, right? We're saying, oh, I want this version of that to show up, because, we have endless possibilities of whatever that person, place, or thing situation. We have endless possibilities of how that can push out. The way that you're experiencing it in your 3D right now is only one version. It's only one version of that. So we're selecting, right, the version that we want. Okay. And it's up to you on if okay, let me use a relationship, because that is a very big topic. If a person is showing up in an SP showing up in your reality, okay, and maybe they came in hot and good and great at first, or maybe they never came in like that at all. They just kind of showed up and it's been a, shit show ever since, right? I don't know, that's a personal thing that I would have to talk to you guys about in session or whatever. But if this person showed up, and say that they're showing up great at first, right? And then all of a sudden they go hot and cold on you, or, you're being ghosted completely. Or this person is showing up and they're not valuing you. They're not respecting you. They're not prioritizing you and your time, and the time that you guys spend together. Well, you have a choice. You can say, you know what? I don't want this at all. I'm done with this person. This is crap. I've never experienced this before in my life. I've always had great relationships. I have this story around this person. I just don't want to put the energy into it. So I'm firing this for good. Okay. Or you could say, like I said before, I don't like this version. I'm firing this version. I'm getting rid of it. I'm done with it. And I'm flipping it, flip or fire, flipping it into the situation that I desire. It's really up to you. What do I always say? You decide, you declare, you command. Okay. And so that's what I mean by flip or fire. In a nutshell, we always have a choice. We always have a choice. And the other point that I wanted to make with this, right, really quickly, is that, you guys also have to remember, and this is not a decision that anybody can really, people can guide you and help you along, obviously, i.e. coaching and therapies and stuff like that. But you ultimately have to make the decision for yourself. Do I want to flip or fire this, right? Is it worth my time? Is it worth me putting in energy of flipping this? Or do I fire this completely, get rid of it, maybe manifest something else, and maybe not, right? Maybe focus my attention on my power for a little bit, step into my I am, and then maybe look at the situation from there. That is your decision, right? But I want you guys to keep in mind, okay, that if you guys keep having the same situation, the same scenario showing up in your reality, okay, with maybe the same person or different people, right? So say that you have always kind of had unstable relationships with people, okay, whether it be friendship or family or just, SP. Or you have the same situation at work showing up, so the same money story, anything. If it keeps reoccurring in your reality, okay, and it's similar situations, okay, similar scenarios, and don't get me wrong, it always starts with you, right? You always have to be, it starts and stops with you. Okay. It's always about you, because everything is born in your consciousness. It is your quantum bubble. But when you keep having things, keep showing up in your reality, okay, you really have to really focus on your power. One, you know what I always say, when you focus on your power, your self-concept will come naturally. And then you can work on both together. Because if you're only focusing on one, say that you're focusing on just self-concept, but you don't really know your power, or you don't really know how this works, or you don't really know, that you are the creator, that you're deciding, right? You're declaring, you're commanding, then what's the use of that? And vice versa. If you're concentrating only on your power, right? And, maybe you're having doubts and you're second guessing and you're going in and out of the new story and the old story, new story, like a ping pong ball. Well, then your self-concept is going to go to crap. So you have to really focus on your power first. Okay. And I know this is controversial and I really don't care what anybody says, because you're not going to change my mind about this, because I've helped thousands of people and I've seen, and I have hundreds of success stories. If you don't know where to start and you're confused, okay, and maybe you're waiting for coaching, or you can't get coaching right away, or whatever the case may be, okay, you got to start with yourself. You got to start with knowing your power, right? Listen to Neville, read Neville, whatever you need to do to remember the concept of LOA, right? Getting that down first. And the fact that God is within you. You are God. It's an energy within you, right? You have a God self, higher consciousness. You're always communicating with, it's always listening. All of those great things that LOA teaches. Start there and watch how your self-concept grows. Watch how your self-concept will shoot to the roof automatically. And then if you feel like you need to balance between both, or you need to go back into concept because you really feel powerful, then, at that moment, great, do it. But it goes hand in hand, guys, right? So really consider that and what I just talked about before you decide if I'm going to flip or fire it. Okay. Because a lot of times what happens is, I've seen this in friends that I've taught this to. I've seen it in my own personal life at times. I've seen it with clients, hundreds of clients, right? That a lot of times I'll go run down this concept of flip or fire, and I break it down for them. And then they go, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want this anymore. I'm pushing this out of my reality. I decide to fire it and I don't want it anymore. I'm manifesting something new in. And then they do that. But then the same story, the same scenario comes rushing back. And I'm like, whoa, this sounds really familiar of what you just went through 6 months ago or a year ago with so-and-so. And now you're doing it again with this person. It can get very, very frustrating. And you can feel like you're on, what do I say? Hamster wheel, right? Hamster wheel, Groundhog Day. You're in Groundhog Day. These are all the analogies that I use. Okay. So just keep that in mind when you're considering flipping or firing something from your reality. But like I said, nobody can make up your mind for you. Okay. So at the end of the day, in a nutshell, that's what I mean by flip or fire. You always have the choice. You always have the choice. You can say, I'm going to put the energy into this. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to fire this version of this person, this place, this thing, this whatever it is. And I'm going to bring in something new, or I'm going to fire it all together. And fire it all together and bring in something new. Or am I going to flip this? Right? Am I going to flip this? Am I going to fire this version of this person and bring in the new version? Okay. That's what flip or fire is in a nutshell. Now, how you can, because one of our subscribers is talking about thought transmission and revision of thoughts. The revision of thoughts thing, you guys go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you guys want me to talk about that, like revision and all of that. Because I talked about that before, like quite a while ago now. It's been probably, I don't know, probably 2 years or so. I don't even know how long. But I can talk about it again. I can talk about revision and all of that. But I do want to address thought transmission and how you use it for flip or fire. Guys, when we have a thought that comes up, okay, and this is just honestly one way that we can keep our mental diet in check. Okay, there's several ways that I've described it on videos and in session, but this is just one way to kind of keep that in mind. When you're sitting there and you become an observer, and I've talked about this. This is like, I'm so big on this, guys. Okay. Because a lot of mental diet is it's just not explained right, or it's not taught right. A proper mental diet is not, like I said, and I said this in my video not that long ago, it's not about having these candy cane, rainbow, perfect, unicorn, bubblegum thoughts, like these great thoughts, It's more than that. It's really becoming an observer of your thoughts. Okay. And seeing what's coming up the most, seeing where your mind goes naturally, the scenarios that it makes up. Okay. The assumptions that your mind has constantly, the things that you always go back to. Those are really the block. That's really if it's unfavorable, it's the blocks and resistance that you really need to address. Okay. Without going too far into it. But how you can use Flip or Fire and make it a game, make it fun, is sit there, and when you become an observer of your thoughts, if something comes up that's positive, you say, I like that. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that thought. That's great. Yep. We're going with that because that's in alignment with my desire. But say that you have a negative thought, a negative scenario that keeps on coming up in your mind, a negative visualization and a scenario that's like playing in your mind like a freaking Ferris wheel, right? Boop, 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 all the time, over and over again, like the hamster wheel in the Groundhog Day. And you're like, oh, why am I thinking about this again? Why do I think that SP is going to show up like this? Why do I keep thinking about this? Why do I keep thinking that SP is a player? Why do I keep thinking that SP is going to be an ass, you know? Why? What's going on here? And you can say, I'm flipping that. I'm flipping that into the positive. I'm going to fire that thought. Firing that thought, I'm dropping that because that's not in alignment with my desire, right? So you can use Flip or Fire like that and make it a game, you know, and always observe your thoughts. And, I teach that in my sessions, but become an observer of your thoughts. Learn how to detach a little bit, break away, step away, and not be so up against your manifestation and forcing it and all up against, your thoughts and making everything matter, hanging on every single thing that you think. What did I say in my last couple videos? Don't believe everything you think. Just because you have a thought does not make it true. Okay. It's just an assumption. It's a memory. It's an old stored memory that your brain keeps going back to. It's a pathway that it's comfortable with, and it only knows that pathway. So shake it up. Shake it up with Flip or Fire, right? Learn how to detach from that and step away and say, I'm better than that thought. I'm better than it. I'm stronger than that. So I'm firing that and I'm flipping it into this. Make that decision, guys, because remember that you're always deciding, you're always declaring, always commanding. Okay. And just remember that if you keep on having a scenario come up, it's your assumption, it's your concept, okay, of whatever that is. And yourself, right? That who you play into that situation, that scenario. What role do you play? Ask yourself that. Is it fitting in with my desire? Does it make me feel good? Does it make me feel like I am the best? Like I'm the top of the top? Like I am on that pedestal? Like I can do no wrong? Does it make me feel like I'm most valuable? Like I'm the VIP? Like I'm most important? I'm the prize? Does it make me feel like that? Does it make me viewed like that? Okay. Does it make me think that of myself? Does it make me feel like that in myself? Okay. Don't ever forget, everyone is you push out. Okay. And thought transmission is instant and it's real. I mean, I literally just had 3 scenarios in my life today happen with thought transmission. I was thinking about things and talking about I had people that I haven't heard from in months texting me, like in a matter of like not even an hour. Okay. And then one person the day before I was talking about it with another friend, and boom, they're texting me today. Thought transmission is real and it's happening. Okay. So get the thoughts in order, use Flip or Fire for that. Have fun, make it a game. Okay. And always remember, what role do I play in this? And does it make me feel like I'm VIP? Does it make people view me as VIP? Because everyone is you pushed out. And, really quickly, let me remind you, everyone is you pushed out doesn't just mean like, oh, you're me, it's your assumptions about that person. It's your assumptions about how you're viewed by that person. So ask yourself, what role do I play in this, right? How am I viewing this person? And then how do I feel like this person's viewing me? And if it's not cream of the crop VIP on the pedestal, then I need to flip this, and I need to flip this now, because thought transmission is happening and I'm transmitting. And get what have I said before? You can't turn off that switch, guys. You cannot turn off that switch. That switch is always on. Thought transmission switch, we cannot turn that off. Okay, that's bad news. That's bad news. But the good news is that we can transmit, we have the control to transmit what we want to go out into our energy field, out into the universe, out, right? Transmitting out into our energy field so people can get that from us. We have the control of that. We have the control. So that's the good news. Switch is always flipped on, but we control what we transmit, right? So get a hold of it, guys. Get a grip on it. Okay. Get the control back. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Deanna, you have beautiful energy. Please reach out if you guys want another video on something else, or if you guys want me to go into thought revision or revision. I would be happy to do that. Yeah. So you guys just reach out to us, and, I love you all. I am, like I said, let's use this springtime as renewal, in our stepping back into our power, reminding ourselves that we're beautiful creators, and do whatever makes you feel happy, grounded, calm, and renewed. Okay. Because this is the time for it. All right. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.